Hey everyone, I am Shubham Shrivastava, and here's my teammate Yashraj Anand. And thank you so much for joining us here today. Uh, we are here to present you a application called LogoChat, which we have built with the help of CombatChat, React Native, and Firebase. So let's come to the team members. So me and Yasraj, we have worked in that application, and Gaurav and Jaideep guided us well. Then so here's the tech stack what we are using in our application. So first one is React Native. So this whole application is based on React Native. All the UI components have been made with the help of React Native. So we have used theming, UI components, and libraries. Some of the third-party libraries also. And the second one is Firebase. So in authentication, when we authenticate himself, yourself, so we have to store the data. So we use Firebase, and for notification also, and for storing images of user status, we use Firebase. And the main portion of that application is CombatChat, so which is provided API and UI kit and some extensions. And for Redux is a global state management. We are we are using for state management and context for theming, handle theming in our application. So we use context. So these are some basic tech stack that we are using. Now let's come to the CombatChat. The question raised in our mind, like, what is CombatChat? CombatChat is basically providing you a API and app messaging SDK, which help you to integrate SD voice calling as well as test chat functionality directly into your mobile apps and web apps. You can use some more API SDKs and to integrate all these features. And CombatChat also provides some extension, so like save messages, pin messages. So we have added more. And the second, the most important thing, CombatChat provides us a UI kit. It is not a library, it's just a code which they are providing us. So in the UI kit, we have a pre-built components what we are using, and like they also provide us like a pre-built component of user list, audio calling, video calling, and tabs. As you can see, you will see in our application. So we will see you in next slide. Okay, then. So what's in this logo chat? That's a big question. So let's come to the first feature, user authentication. So in this comment chat, as you can see, basically in every social media, you have to authenticate yourself. You have to put your information. So there we use user authentication. We have provided you two options. First one is phone number authentication, and the second one is social media authentication. So in phone number authentication, you just have to put your number, and then it will verify your number. And in social media authentication, if you have a Facebook account or a Google account, so you can go for that. And there's the option of called Apple login, but we are still working on it, so it will be a future aspect. And messaging, as you all know, messaging is also a simple feature. There you can send messages to the user. Third one is audio calling, and you can call your user or whoever you want to call. And along with all these, video calling is also there. And along with all of these feature, groups creation is also there. There you can make your own groups, you can add members, you can remove members, block members, and you can give your group as whatever you want to give the name. Stickers, so there you can see very entertaining stickers. It makes your conversation so engaging and more interesting. There's a sticker feature also there. And location sharing, you can share your current location to the user, whoever you want. And the last one is user status. So like in WhatsApp, as you can see, user status is a feature. And in our user status feature, we have only image and text type status feature. There is not a video status feature, so we are still working on it, but you can set your status as image or text. Now come to the how user authentication is handled. So that part Yashraj will explain you. Yashraj, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Shubham. So now we'll explain how our user authentication is being handled. So basically, we have divided authentication in three parts. One is the basic authentication, which you can do from Firebase, and the next one is the some information which we have to get after authenticating the user, like kind of phone number, details. So everything Firebase doesn't provide. Like whether user provide a social authentication, then it will only provide the email ID, or if we do a phone authentication, it will only provide the phone number. But we need various details. So we have provided a user profile section in between, And when the user profile section gets filled, or the new user inputs their values, so there we will say take username, nickname, and you will see in the further videos. So those details then goes to Comet Chat authentication. So that Comet Chat is basically another feature or another service. So that has also to be authenticated. So that has to be done using a Comet Chat authentication. So in the graph, you can see that we have provided two social authentication and phone authentication. In the social authentication, you can see like Google authentication, Facebook authentication. So we have did both the tools, but the third, which is Apple authentication, as Shubham also told, like we are doing it and we have some issues, so we will fix it and we will provide in the future updates. And then we come to user profile. So the user profile, like we provide the columns and the like a basically form to fill by the user, providing all the details which the user have to provide the application. So like phone number is basically required in like any messaging application. So we also require those if the user has done a social authentication, and that those all data is like being stored in the Firestore, and that thing is being done like after user profile has been filled up. And if the details is already there, then we don't show the user profile there itself. Like user has already logged in before, so user details is already there. So once the user logged in normal authentication, then it will over up to Comet Chat authentication. So in Comet Chat authentication, we basically make a user ID to be a common one. So the user ID we get from the Google authentication, the Firebase authentication, and that we use as the user ID. So in both the Comet authentication, we search for that particular user ID. If it is there, then we will like directly logged in. If it is not there, then we will create a new user from that particular data which the user have given in the user profile, and then it will log in the Comet Chat authentication. And then after all this, the application will go back to the home screen there itself. So I will show the small clip of it. So in this clip, you can see how does it works. So I've just opened the application, and here I accepted all the permissions, and then we have to click get started. So here we have like source authentication and phone authentication. So I go to phone authentication, then I enter my phone number, and you can also select the country code. So I provided an option of it. So you can select the country code, and I will select India as of now. So you have to click on remember me, and then you can click on sign in. So then the OTP will be sent to this phone number, and if it is in the same device, the SIM is in same device, it will automatically authenticate as it's there in the Firebase. And you can set up profile picture there itself. So I will just select a image from the gallery, and I will just select keep it as my profile picture. So I have to do that thing. So these are all details which are being stored in the Firestore, as that doesn't get stored when a user gets authenticated using Firebase. And those like the user nickname, username, date of birth, email ID, and a small like part of it like about us. So we are storing all those details in the user profile. So I'm just providing over here an email and a small about us. So I'm just providing a test data. So then Comet Chat is being checked, and if a user is new, then a new user will be created, and then you will automatically logged in, and you are now in the home screen of the application. So this is all being done, and here we are using the packages which is like the Firebase based authentication, and then the Comet Chat authentication. And for Facebook, we are using the Facebook auth provider. And for the normal, these are the all methods which are being provided by Comet Chat. And we have faced one challenge, which was like Google login. I think somebody reported in the Slack itself, like some days before, also like they were facing some issues with Google login. So there is the issue from the key store file which we create. So according to documentation, the key store file which we create doesn't work. So I had to follow some different website and Stack Overflow to check like how to generate a particular key store file that it will start working there itself. So we'll move to net. So this is a small snippet, and this is the basic Google login where I'm sharing the ID token which we receive after Google login, and then we are navigating it to the profile page. So this messaging will be explained by Shubham. So Shubham, please.
Thank you, Yashraj. You explained it pretty well. Hope you guys all understand it well. Okay, so when you authenticate yourself, you will redirect to the home chat screen. Yashraj, can you play that video? Okay, so as you can see, you have a feature like you have a button there, and you can use search a user and then select particular user to send a message. Here you can see you can send a message, text message hi, and there is a bubble, message bubble, and you can send sticker also. And in their dialog box, there is different various feature. You can use it whatever you want. and this one is for audio recording. There you can record your own audio and then send it. Okay, so that's how it is working. So in app messaging, the package we are used, like there's a location also there, so you can see, you can send your current location also, as you can see in that demo. Okay, in gallery, that's a, you can select your image whatever you want and then send it to the with K. Okay, so you can see that's how it is working. You can see full images and media also there. It store the history of that images and videos and documents. So it will store your history, whatever you want in your chat, what do you send in your chat. Okay, so that's how it is working. And there's a camera, you can just capture image and send it to the user. You can see this is how it's work. I think it ends. Okay, so in that whole feature, we use packages like React Native Document Picker, React Native Audio Record, and some SDKs of Comet Chat to send messages, and React Native Get Location library. This is a third-party library, and some extension to send stickers. And these are the some methods that are provided by a Comet Chat. So Comet Chat send messages, that is the API to send message, and media message also there, like images, audio, and stickers. These are all media message, and you can send a custom message whatever you want. And these are the challenges which we have faced during during implementation of that feature. So uh, at the starting, when we implementing that location share functionality, we are using a library, third party library, but some of the library is not working in iOS and some of them is not working in Android, I think. And that one, and there are couple of library which is not compatible both of the platforms. So we have to figure it out which one is working in Android and which one is working in iOS. So it takes a lot of time, it takes 1 or 2 days of mine. So I think these implementation are so challenging for us. So we have to figure it, we figured it out. And same as record audio message functionality, these feature is also implemented using third party library. And this one is the code snippet of Comet Chat messages, in which we are sending up text messages. So this one, like you can see the first line, Comet Chat dot text message, this one is converted your send message text into an object which is that being passed into the send message API. So it will send your message to the user. This is how it works. And app demo for connecting new users. This is the basically, you can see in the search bar, you have to just press your button right of the corner, and you can see the user, and then you can just send the message. This is the functionality as same as like we see before. And in this, we use a package Comet Chat, React Native Chat, and React Native gesture handlers. Method are same, like Comet Chat logged in user, Comet Chat user request builder. These are some method that is being provided by Comet Chat. Challenges, this one is this one, in this challenge, in this feature, we face like handling multiple props. Like I said earlier, Comet Chat provide us a UI kit in which they provide a code, not a library. So in that code, all these components, all these modules are written in class components. So we have to take care of that part. Like when we make changes in one of the module, then it will impact the whole UI kit, because the data are flow through the props. So in props, actually, when we send one module to another module for a data, then it will send as a prop. So when we change that module, the data in that module, then it will impact the another one. So we have to take care of all that so that data will be balanced. So this is how we face challenge and we figured it out. Now app demo theming, that part Yasraj will explain you. Yasraj, over to
Yeah, sure, Shubham. So we provided a toggle button, as you can see, you saw in the video. Like when I toggled to dark theme, the whole application changed to the dark theme, and everything like background is being done to be changed to the dark theme, and the background is set to be black. And according to the color changes, like the text should be visible, so the changes of color is also done using that. So where we use the basic three packages, the context is the basic thing, and event listener is like the using to, like if I'm toggling the button, then event listener should be there, and the context provider is also necessary. So these were all the methods which handle this particular task. And some challenges was there, like we had, as Shivam told, like we had two components, like class component as well as functional component in one application. So we had to pass the values of the context values to all both the things. So we had to do it in one time. Like we had some function where we have class. So once we have changed the values, we have to use it in both the component. So that was a kind of challenging task for us. And another one was like storing the values, like keeping the note of it. Like if you are switched to dark theme, then the next time you open the application, it shouldn't be in light theme. It should be in the dark theme which we have like enabled last time. So that we have done with the Redux currently, and we are thinking of removing the Redux part. Like it is being done basically using async storage. So Redux is kind of in between, taking a bit part of it. So that was also a challenge for us to like to store which theme we have selected. Next is this small snippet I have shared. So this is like which switch you have selected, the dark or light, and that will the values will be sent using event register, and that will be captured over here, and the data is being like set whether it is dark or light. This is a small snippet. Next comes the user status. So this is kind of a big thing for us. Like it took time for us to implement this thing, and we have faced many issues with this thing. So I'll just share a demo of it. So we had two options. One is the text status. So I'm currently applying a text status. Like I will type up my message. So you can also change the background here itself. We have given a button of it, and you can also change the style of the text, like which style you want, and you can type your message, and that will be sent as like set as a text message status. So here we are using React Native view shot like to capture this whole particular thing, which will like the background and the text with the font. And then we have also option to like capture an image and then set it to be a status with a caption, like a small message below the image. So that will be more favorable. And then a new thing which we created was this, the status view component. So this was created by us as a like fresh. The thing which are available on the like in the platform or the npm packages was like wasn't favorable for us. So we made it from scratch. So these were the packages used like Firestore, Vision Camera, then Authentication, then ViewShot. So ViewShot was being used to capture the text message, and then Firebase Storage to store the message, and the image picker to select a image you can set over to your status. And these were the methods. So the two challenges, like one was the Vision Camera. So to configure it for both the iOS and as well as Android, it was a kind of challenging task for us. Once it was not working for iOS, then we had to configure it out, like how it will work in iOS. And then another one was like the progress part. Like as you saw, you can just see the status of us. So that was like, and when you are switching there are multiple status. So when you are switching to other status, the progress bars will also progress and change accordingly. So that was also not working in the packages available in the market or in the npm packages. So we had to create it from the scratch, and we had to like describe and make it from scratch itself. Next one was the small status snippet, and as you can see, so why we are sharing this, like we wanted to this is a small snippet of like Vision Camera, and the interesting part over here is like the quality, which we have given as 25. So what does it does, like it is compressing the image. Like if you are clicking an image and it has a size of like 6 MB or 7 MB of size, so we don't want the size to be of like 6-7 MB, and it will take time to load if the internet is kind of slow. So we are just compressing the image using this quality, and if you are changed to 25, then the image is getting compressed. So we will do a live demo of audio and video call. As we told, there is a feature of doing it. So I will just share my screen of my smartphone, and you will see how does it works. I think the screen is visible. So I'm just opening the application on my phone, and Shubham, can you please call me right now so you can test the feature? So I get a notification like Shubham is calling. So I will accept the call, and at the first it will be a normal voice call. So it takes time a bit, but now okay. So we both have joined the same thing, and now I think Shubham, I am audible to you. So now you can please switch to video mode. So we have option for video call. So I get a notification like I have to switch to video call. So I will just accept it, and now the video call will work. So I think Shubham, yeah, you are visible over here also. So I think this is how the video call is being functioned, and you can see I'm just connected to video call. So we'll just disconnect the call, and I will share one more feature over here. So another one, as you can see, I'm just redirected to the chat screen. So here is one more feature. Like if I share something like send cookies. So if I type this message, so it gets sent to Shubham. And if this I want to share to some other other my users or like other people, so I can just forward this message using this forward option. So for this, you have to do it like select the message for a time, and then the option will come over. So I will just share to Vivek, and I will just forward the message to him also. So you can see that Vivek also received the same message. So this is kind of a forward message thing. So I think that's all from the live demo. I'll just go back to. Okay, yeah, that will be fine. Okay, sure. So I assume told that I think this was the meme sticker like shared last. So I'll just forward it to also Vivek if you have some idea. So there is some kind of bugs we are fixing it. So like Vivek also received that particular image over here. Like it's get forwarded to Vivek. So I think that for this thing. Okay, so I will just continue with the presentation, and I think very few things to be left. Okay. So next thing is like the upcoming features. Like these two features we are currently working on. One is the pin message, and another one is the star and unstar message. So these two things which we are facing some issues. Like in the pin message, when we are pinning a message, so okay, like the message is getting pinned. But if you want to retrieve an old pinned message, then we are not able to do so. So we are figuring out like how to make it. And for star and star message, like currently we are able to star and unstar a message of a sender and not for a receiver. So there's that was also some causing some issues for it, and we are working on it. So these are like we are testing. So it's not available as of now. So new learnings will be explained by Shubham. Shubham can please continue.
Thank you, Yash. Okay, so what are the learnings? So we have learned a lot of things from that project. And first, we have a chance to work with with a Comet Chat. Comet Chat is a very new thing for us, and like I said earlier, Comet Chat provides us a API. So we have many more APIs like WebRTC for audio and video calls. We have explored it well, and RESTful APIs like I said, UI kit is very helpful for us. It saves our time actually. And come to the React Native. So I think this is the major project we have done till now in React Native. Before that, we have not done so much work in React Native. So how to handle context, props, theming, all the class component. Like we have faced challenges so many times in class and functional component, like how to send data as a prop, and prop handling is also there. So we have learned a lot of things in React Native, and still we are learning so many things in Firebase. Like I think we both have a basic knowledge of Firebase when we are starting that project. So and like how to make class collection, how to make sub collection, how to store values, the fields, all that things we have learned in that project. And what we had learned before that, we learning, I think these are the challenges. So commented also, and it's a challenge for us. Like UI kit is not so completed. We have to like I said, it is not a library, it's just a code. So we have to modify it as we want. We have to give a design as a Figma we have given. So and some extra extension implementation like save messages, pin messages, there are so many limitation in that feature. So we have do it by own to make that feature so flexible and so useful. And in React Native, theming in both classes and functional components, these are the few challenges we have faced, like Redux and context that both we are using. So we will remove it further. Redux. The image compression is the biggest challenge for us, like how to compress image. So like just I'll explain you in query snapshot, like photo snapshot, we pass the prop called quality. So there we manage the image quality. So and keyboard avoiding view implementation. So like I said, in UI kit it is not completed, it just is a sample, is a pre-built component. So we define it as we want, and we modify it, we make it. So these are the few challenges we have faced in React Native. So Firebase, Like I said, for collections, sub collections, how to feed data, how to fetch data, all these things we have learned in Firebase. So these are the challenges we have faced. And future aspect, like in authentication, the presentation we have told, like Apple login, Apple push notification needed to be added, and Combat Chat is now provided API for call history list, and star message archive list and pin messages. As I told you, there are so many limitation in that, so we are still working on it, and maybe we will get some successful result. And my experience, like I have a very good experience to work with that project. And first thing I learned, like team management, how to work with team, how to work with seniors, and I think how to work with those people who is very stranger for you, but my teammates give me more that I learn, I think. And git version handling, before that I didn't know much about that git version handling, how to merge things, how to push, how to fetch, how to pull codes from there. So I have learned a lot of things from this project. And just start if you want to share your experience, and you can.
Yeah, sure, yes, Shubham. Like similar experience with me also. Like I did learn team management and how to work with team. So if some code has been changed by Shubham, so that was being done our with the Git handling. So at the first we had some issues. We were not able to merge the things, and like in the time by time we learned it, like how to merge things and how to like use the stash thing and everything. And as our mentors also, like they were quite helpful for us. Like whenever we got stuck, they like helped us to like how to figure it out, what the issues there is. So that's all our experience.